Eric, when you are ready.
I see still people joining, so I'm waiting a couple of more seconds before starting. You know, until the time I see the number going down again.
Then I will unmute all again, and then you give me a sign when you're ready.
Okay, it seems to stabilize now. So let me start and welcome you all to this special edition of the GÉANT Community Café, dedicated to the presentation of the 2020 GÉANT Community Award and the Veitch Foundation Award for 2020 Medal of Honor. I would like to give a really warm welcome to our friend Claudio Alocchio from GAR, the new chair of the GÉANT Community Committee for this year's panel of judges, and a further judging panel participants were Sabine Joom from Renater, Christian Grimm from DFN, and Wouter Noord from SUNET, and yours truly. Before I pass the baton to Claudio, I would also like to welcome John Dyer on behalf of the Veitch Foundation Award. And of course, I would like to thank everybody who nominated somebody this year. Nominees for the Community Award were all people who have contributed significant time and expertise to the development of research and education networking and to the community and our collaborative achievements. And I think it is really good that we have a pool of candidates to choose from. And we had a long debate in the jury and before we came to any conclusions. And with that, I will hand it over to Claudio.
Thank you, Eric. Honor those people who really give a contribution to what we do in our communities. And so this year we decided to go ahead, even we don't have TNC, because they deserve the prize that they want. And as Eric said, we had quite an issue in the award committee to decide what to do. And in the end, we decided to go more widely, and we have selected 3 people, not only 1. But I'm not going to tell you all the names all together. So a bit of surprise. Each awardee is hopefully already holding the award certificate, which is what we normally deliver to them. I was joking a little bit that we needed to invent the object transport protocol because we also need to deliver a nice present that we normally give to them as a memory of this nice moment for them. Of course, we use very traditional way of delivering to do this happen, but maybe in the future we can also do it. So really thank you to the community to enable us to make the choice, and let's go ahead. Are you ready for the names? So the first awardee of the 2020 GÉANT Community Award goes to Han Harding from Switch. So Han, I'm really happy that I can award you this prize, even if I can also do it virtually. So a brief presentation of what Anne did in all his career is quite obvious that you all know it, but she deserves it. Anne has been a GÉANT project activity leader for over 10 years, and she has covered areas like multi-domain network developments, and in the recent year, also trust and identity. And in the last part of it, she managed to grow a very high good trust in the community and to bring really to a very high adoption rate the 2 pillars that everybody knows about GÉANT, which is EduRoam and EduGame. So Anne also added her personal feeling, and she made the community better trust each other, grow, develop, and she managed to explore new ways of engaging the people in it. Everybody who has worked with Anne knows how she's able to engage people and achieve results in a very effective way. So her professionalism determined and inspired a lot of people in the community, and it will be a key success for all of us and what you have all done. Now, I want to break the protocol of any video conferencing. I will ask anybody to unmute the microphone and make a real clap and a big applause to her. So let's do it now. Thank you, Anne. So receive virtually the award prize and now show it to us so we see that the delivery has happened. And do you want to tell us something?
Fantastic.
Yeah, this
I was just waiting for the reverb to die off before I sort of asked you all. Okay, what can I say? I'm genuinely completely overwhelmed by this because this is not really my award. It's all of your awards. So all of you who over the last 10 years trusted me with your very, very precious dreams and allowed me to carry them forth and fight lots of
I just will mute
everybody, please. And now let's unmute them.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Yeah, it's been an absolute crazy, wonderful thing to work with all of you over all this time. A real professional highlight. That you trusted me with the things that you cared most was amazing, and it hasn't always been easy. And I think if there's one thing that we learn over the last 3 months of crisis and difficulty is that community is formed when things are difficult as well as when they're good. And these community ties are something I think I'm going to carry with me all the time. And all I can say is thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Anne. And now I hand over to Walter.
So many congratulations, Anne. So for those who don't know me, I am Walter Nord, working as one of the CTOs of SUNET, also a member of GÉANT Board of Directors, and for many years, before Claudio stepped in, I was also chair of the GÉANT Community Program. So thank you, Claudio, for taking that role forward as well. I am happy to announce the second awardee this year, and that is one of my colleagues, and that is Leif Johansson from SUNET. So, Leif,
thank you. Congratulations,
Leif. I have known you for many years. You are one of these people that have that deep technical knowledge and that deep technical understanding of a lot of things, and you have always impressed me with that knowledge. You also have a lot of vision and drive, which has led to a lot of improvements in the trust and identity area and a lot of other areas in the research and education sector. So many thanks for that. You've also had you had leadership roles in a lot of the standardization bodies such as IETF, Internet Society, Cantara, and that have led to a number of innovations. A few of these that still is an ongoing has been the system for cross-domain management, SCIM standards, to pre-populate resources before they are getting used. Standardization of moonshots in academia, to name a few. So you have a rare talent also to not understand just the technical things, but also identify the legal and the political aspects, how it will roll out, and the potential. You see many times far ahead into the future what will affect many of us later on. So for this, please accept the 2020 GÉANT Community Award. And a little bit of clapping and some glasses and a few words from Leif.
thank you. So
you're muted, Leif.
Leif, sorry, one more time.
That's better. All right. So this finds me at somewhat lost for words, which some people might find to be a bit of an improvement, perhaps. Let me just say this, that in as much that an award like this represents success. It's sort of certainly not mine. It's thanks to all of the exceptional people that I get to work with at SUNET, at GÉANT, at the Internet 2, at all of the independent people who are in the greater trust and identity community, who work on really, really hard problems together. Just to say that we're not done yet. I'm not done yet. And we have some of the really hardest problems ahead of us, and we're going to solve them together. And thank you very much.
Deja vu.
I'm hearing an echo.
Much better live.
Déjà entendu, surely.
All of the independent people. I don't know who's replaying me, but somebody is.
Somebody is watching the streaming with 20 seconds delay. I don't know.
So I now have the privilege to present the third award, but first let me extend my congratulations to Anne and Leif. Very, very well deserved. And the same can be said for the third GÉANT Community Award winner. And then you'll recognize a pattern in the three that we awarded this year's Community Award to, and why we choose three, because that's Niels van Dijk. And I think we can applaud that already. Niels has been the generator of many, many innovative ideas, some of which are never to be mentioned again, but some of them are really sticking to us and turned out to contribute a lot to our community. And it is somewhat similar to what Walter said about life. Niels has the technical background, but knows how to translate that into something useful for the community, and comes up with all these things like edu teams. Together with Life, he came up with In Academia. That kind of creativity has always been very inspiring, I think, and I loved it when Niels came in when I was at SurfNet to explain one of his ideas, and then to discuss that further, and then gradually understanding what he meant and how that could impact the community. You've been, Niels, your creativity has been instrumental in the initiation of so many activities in groups like RevVets, in the GÉANT project, of course, as well as, of course, within SurfNet. And your passion, your knowledge, your humor, by the way, which I really appreciate, are a great asset to our community. And in 2019, EduTeams was widely adopted across the community. In Academia was officially launched at the start of this year, and it has a promise in itself to become one of the better services within GÉANT. So for all of this, Niels, please accept the 2020 GÉANT Community Award. And once more, an applause from everybody for Niels.
So thank you very much. I hope I'm now not muted. I think not. Well, also I was very, very positively surprised about receiving this reward. And I would, for starters, like to congratulate Anne and Leif very much with their rewards as well. I think for me, working with the GÉANT project and with the GÉANT community has been a great enterprise, really, because it brings together really cool and interesting people with very clever ideas. It brings also together people with a lot of technical skill and technical capabilities and the ability to make, and this combined really makes that we can make stuff happen. And even better, most of the people who work in this community actually do not limit themselves to our sort of local scope, so to say, but joining in this pan-European and often even global community is really what makes my day-to-day job, I think, one of the best you can have. Thank you all for that. You make my life so much better.
To tradition, and thanks to some useful tips from friends and colleagues, we organized a symbolic present for each of the community award winners to mark this special occasion. If all's well, the awardees should have received their certificates as well as the present through our COVID-proof network, and I hope that they will enjoy that. And with that, I have the honor to hand over and continue with the presentation of another award ceremony, the Veitch Foundation Award 2020 Medal of Honor. It's another opportunity to recognize outstanding contributions to our community of research and education networking. The foundation is a charity that was set up in the memory of Karel Veitch, who was the Secretary General of Terina for many years, and as such, one of my predecessors. The Veitch Foundation promotes research and development of advanced internet technology for scientific research and higher education. And it also awards people who have contributed to the development of a service, a technology, or an approach that will be of lasting value to the research and education networking community and its users. So representing the Veitch Foundation now to present this year's Medal of Honor is the member of the board of the trustees of the Veitch Foundation and our old friend, John Dyer. Welcome, John.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks particularly for the old. Congratulations to Anne, Leif and Niels for receiving the 2020 Community Awards. I mean, I've been involved in networking for quite a long time because I'm old. And the most valuable thing that I learned and the most valuable thing that stands out is community. So to be rewarded by your community peers is a great thing. So you should cherish that. The community's grown exponentially just about since I joined, and then it was just a few isolated networks. Some of them weren't even running IP, the UK, and now we have a hugely interconnected collection of networks that reach to ever more distant and remote parts of the planet, and delivering ever more increasingly advanced services. So this made it possible for those who might find it difficult or impossible to travel to collaborate their peers wherever they are. And today is a really good example of that. So for many years, as many as I can remember actually, which isn't very many, there's been a dedicated team that's been taking advantage of this and bringing conferences like TNC to those unable to attend. So people who can't attend have been able to watch, listen and participate. So like the community, the team that's been doing this has grown in size, capabilities, production values over the years. They've developed increasingly amazing techniques, world-class streaming, archiving of proceedings for TNC and for other conferences. So it's therefore my pleasure to announce that the Veitch Foundation trustees have unanimously decided to award the 2020 Veitch Foundation Medal of Honor to, drumroll, Eric Giggenberg of Norginet and Bartek Egovsky of PSNC, and this award is made on behalf of the whole team. So congratulations, Eric, Congratulations, Bartek.
Fantastic.
I just like to say, I hope the medals have arrived by some sort of magic. We posted them with DHL a few weeks ago, so I hope they popped out the other end. So all that remains for me to do is to invite Eric and Bartek to take to the Zoom and say a few words. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, they arrived.
Hey, Bartek, I'm trying to recall, how did it all start?
Yes, it has been quite a while now.
Yeah, we have providing TNC streaming for quite a few years now.
Yep, in a perfect way. But then there was an idea to make it a whole event in more multimedia and more interactive style.
Exactly, not to repeat the common static style and scenarios, but
to go more like big commercial events, right?
Yep. Maybe it's a good time now to think back. Did we actually manage?
I hope so. Actually, this ceremony seems to be a confirmation of that proof of concept.
Yeah. Back in the days, we got accepted by Junki, and we also got confirmed by Catherine and Steffi.
Indeed, the whole story actually started in Chicago during Internet 2 conference. Junji, who was the conference organizer before Steffi, had a dream to bring TNC to next level.
I know, make it loud was the response.
Did we manage again?
Let's cut the discussion here. It seems to be risky.
Yeah, joking is good, but time for serious confessions now. Our teams.
Making this idea come true would never have been possible without these perfect crews.
Just by ourselves, we would be able to make a tumble on the stage.
I'm not even fully convinced that it would be a good one. But a big thanks and congratulations to our teams, Bo, Lasse, Søren, Carsten, Asbjørn, and Martin.
Damian Nimir, Erik Skotarczak, Leszek Nowak, Jacek Walczak, Wojciech Raszewski, Paweł Rybarczyk, Maciej Stróżyk, Piotr Skałecki, Romek Drozd, Magda Madaj, Agnieszka Wedegała, Błażej Oczkowski, Tomek Baran, Jan Skorupa, Maciej Rutkowski, Szymon Maleski, Wojtek Bogdanowicz.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your hard work, great commitment, cosmic inspirations.
Just like in Tallinn, TNC 19.
Culturally Catel, challenging venue required an innovative approach to turn the problem into advantage.
And it worked like expected. 2 rooms, but 1.
It was also a good opportunity to use and promote good services from our community.
Like EduRoom at the venue, or EduGAANT for the conference management system.
Or early EduMeet for remote speakers and participants, used for a few years now.
Dear Vitch Foundation representatives, Chair, Board, and Trustees, thank you very much for this nomination.
We, as the whole technical event team, are honored and happy that our work was contributed in widening collaboration in scope of science, research, education, and art.
So what are we going to do next?
The same thing we always do, try to take over the world, like Pinky and the Brain.
But who's Pinky and who's the Brain?
Nah, it doesn't matter now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric and Bartek, and congratulations to you and your teams. It is very well deserved, this Medal of Honor, I think. I hope that this was the last online version of the awards celebrations with our community. I thank everybody for joining us in this celebration, gathering from all corners of the world, some very early in the morning, some already in the evening. I really hope to see you all in real life and shake hands with you soon. And of course, in the meanwhile, stay safe. Best wishes for health and happiness in the coming months. And of course, see you next year at TNC 21. That will take place in Brighton in the UK on the 21st to the 25th of June next year. And with that, I propose that we all raise our glasses to all the awardees for today And I invite you to stay in this room as long as you want to chat with one another and to drink and use it the way the community cafe is used to be done. Congratulations to all the awardees.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, cheers.
guys.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Oh, what is that green stuff you're drinking? It's not St. Patrick.
Congratulations.
Mine is a virtual drink. Congratulations.
It's good seeing you all.
Good to
It's
see
been
you.
too long.
Hey, Nick. Nick.
Hey. Yep. Now I have to go and join a stand-up, software development stand-up. So good timing.
Oh, well, it's good to see you anyway.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Where is your drink, Leif?
Oh yeah, I forgot to bring one. I'm at the office.
No alcohol in the office. Like
I couldn't find any booze in the office. It's a problem with our stocking, I guess.
I think this comes from the top. I think the CEO is at fault here.
Yeah, problems like this. Yes.
More champagne at the office.
More champagne at the office. Yeah, we should
yes,
maybe buy
you
some.
should provide something. You have a coffee machine, but you don't have champagne in Sumet. Huh?
Yeah, priorities.
We have bubbly water.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh, cute kid alert. Is that, how do you say, is that Thijs?
Yeah. That's a tie, yes. You never see me with a tie, huh?
But it's, I think, really encouraging that Thijs is already training young talents to join our community.
The early years program.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I remember the first time we managed to connect to IETU from an IETF meeting. And it was not working. All of a sudden, they appear on the big screen of the plenary, and every one of them were in a suit.
Yeah,
and there was a big blow in the IETF room, saying, "Hey, we connected to them. You see, they have a tie and a suit."
Yeah.
That was the time. Yeah.
I thought you said they showed up in pajama also.
No. But we were in any possible IETF attitude, which most of us knows very well. So no ties and no jackets. So it was a bigger surprise. But then we worked very well after that diplomatic incident, I should say.
Wow, I'm just watching what happens when you have quite a lot of Swiss efficiency versus COVID. Look at Anne and her colleagues.
Is it proper social distancing though? I mean, they seem very close together in places. And, toasting each other, all the rest.
Yeah, but they're all in the office, aren't they? I think you might spot all the UKers all in their houses.
I honestly thought you were sharing a video.
The point. Could we collaborate on sharing the same backdrop and confuse the hell out of everybody? You're welcome.
People partying.
There's this really
Yeah.
video,
Can we share a prime minister maybe with New Zealand?
Please.
Yeah, I don't want to share. I want to swap.
Oh no, we couldn't be that cruel to them.
It's not fair on New Zealand. You'll have to fight the US over that.
We could have a referendum on it.
Yeah.
You could ask whether you could get some good governance help from New Zealand.
Yeah.
I don't think ours deserves an island that big or that close.
The Isle of Wight, that's quite close. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Eric, you said participation from all over the planet. I was in an event last week where there was somebody joining from the International Space Station.
Really?
Really?
That is impressive, Andrew.
Yeah, the Hay Literature Festival, there was somebody from the International Space Station worryingly dialing in to hear somebody talking about astrophysics.
Oh.
I kind of hope that anybody on the ISS would know that.
I hope Chris Atherton is hearing this and taking quiet note.
I am.
Yeah, it's still on your list to bring the EduRoam to the space station. And,
It is. No, I've
Chris,
spoken.
Chris, if we could have at TNC next year a keynote from somebody from the ISS, I'd love that.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Well, and it's
Good
not
idea,
going
really.
to be-
Good idea. Good idea.
I
It
can't.
looks like-
How well does Zoom work at the ISS?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's find out.
They do have Wi-Fi on there.
There must be some delay, though.
No, Eric. Everybody thinks they're far away. We managed to make them play together. They are only 150 kilometers away. They're very close.
Yeah. Actually, Adam looks like he's in the space station already.
Yeah.
Nuclear power station.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're only about 150, just over 150k up in the sky. It's changing the satellite space that they're jumping between as they're going across. That's the problem.
Case, it's not very high. I've been tracking it. It's just something like 25, 30 milliseconds. That's very minimal.
Yeah, as the space station flies overhead at night, it's closer to me than Edinburgh is.
That's so much, yeah.
Well, so there's no technical problem at all, so you have to fix it, people.
But I think it would be a little bit sad to send our newly congratulated Veach Award winners to space, right? Just for this one.
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea. It sounds like a first for the foundation.
We need to ask Eric and Bartek if they are likely to fly the Crew Dragon or an old Soyuz.
Anyway, it's been served. We should be having up in space, I think.
As a tourist of the Crew Dragon? I think so,
No,
yes.
he was going to connect the planets, wasn't he?
Yes. Launching the satellites, yes.
Has he managed that yet?
There is Mr. Elon Musk, which is trying.
Yeah, but he's just sending cars up there.
Yes. No, only also satellites which are to destroy the astrophysics.
Oh, yes.
So actually, the easiest solution might be to fit all Teslas with EduRoam. And then we will get global coverage by default.
Then, as an access
By
point.
attrition.
This is exactly the sort of thinking we need.
Apparently, the internet is supplied by NASA, and ESA are in the process of upgrading the Columbus module. Is it the lab that ESA run? And the idea is that they're going to run their own Wi-Fi system, and they said once they've got that set up, then they may be able to talk to us about a potential test of EduRoam on the ISS.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not going to make many authentication because
No.
I'd like to go, but it's quite difficult to go.
It's kind of important to prevent these people that drop by from illegally getting on to the Wi-Fi there, of course. So
yeah.
Yeah,
but I think it's interesting from a technical perspective. Like, how do you do remote authentication from a place that's got really long latency?
And does the latency vary as it goes around?
Yeah, it does vary, yes.
Yeah.
Because the ground station keep a track of it for, I think, like 45 degrees, no more, and then they change to another one. So
yeah. So the latency is going to go up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
So if we do manage to get them on a keynote for the TNC, we got to schedule it right. So that's.
Oh no, it goes quick. Yeah. It goes a lot quicker than that.
It goes very quick. I mean, it's going to stay there a half an hour, no more, less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Short keynote.
Yeva, who's that? Who's that, Yeva?
That's my little boy.
What's his name?
Simonas.
Simonas.
It's like
Welcome.
Simon, but in Lithuanian.
So you're growing him up in the middle of multimedia, which is not a bad idea.
Oh, they're addicted to multimedia. I have two.
Yeah, I know. Hello.
It's just that staring at the screen look that they all have when they're just addicted to the iPad.
They're like
crazy people.
Become hypnotized by what they see. Too many people.
Oh, come on.
I'm disappointed we've got no animals. We usually have some cats and
Animals.
dogs. Tim, all right.
There you go.
Tim, where's your cat? Tim has a super cute cat.
There was a dog sitting with Georgia Cornis.
Juju.
Yeah, and Tim is going to fetch his cat.
And where's Shadow, Katrin?
Oh, Shadow's not feeling very well today, so she's taking a rest here on the behind me.
We should have the Pets of Géant award.
I have a cat right here. This is
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Nicola, that's your recent. Yeah, she's only been with us for 2 days. So yeah, she's 11 weeks old.
Wow.
She's so young. Yeah, she's like sleeping next to me in her little carry case.
What's his weight? What's his weight, Nicole?
I don't know, because we haven't been able to take her to the vet yet. So and I haven't tried with the kitchen scales. But she's very young. She's a rescue cat, and she's blind in one eye, so she's going to need a lot of love and attention. So,
Nicole, remember, cats for life, not just for COVID.
When I see Guy's background, I have to think that all the millennials think, what the hell is that behind him?
That's just what I was thinking, Klaus.
Exactly,
It's amazing,
Klaus.
you read my mind.
Where do you see any millennials here, Klaus? I mean,
We'll start with the aspect ratio being wrong.
Laila is here and Vanessa is here. Both of them are millennials.
Oh man.
Which millennium are we talking about?
So like 2 people who don't see that, right?
Oh, I've seen it. I'm a millennial as well, technically.
Depends how you define it.
But yeah, the test card. Normally there's a girl next to it on a bullet. Yeah.
Towers.
It's
I think that's somebody else's. Yeah.
Especially designed for when I leave the frame.
It's not good to use background in Zoom if your background is white or black, because you don't know where is cat and where is background.
It's also designed for 4:3 and not 16:9.
Yeah, exactly.
At one stage, the BBC's phase not found page was the test card, which was a nice in joke. I'm not sure if they still do that.
That's funny.
Yeah, how do we now get you winners to buy us all drinks? I was about to say, let's now repart to the bar and have a drink there on you, but...
Yeah, telekinesis.
All right, work package 6 is just starting work on beer over IP. We'll have it ready soon.
You know, in Italy, in Naples, there is a tradition that you can go to a coffee bar and pay a coffee for anybody you don't know. It's called caffè sospeso. So give a caffè sospeso to somebody, and then somebody you don't know can go there. Is there any coffee for me? And they get it. So we can invent protocol as well. Also for beer, huh? You pay me a beer, and then somebody else goes in and drinks it.
I'm better at the caffè corretto.
That's a different stuff. Huh?
Tim, is that protocol going to be launched at April 1st next year?
I have discussed doing that with Stig, actually. There's lots of things you can do with things like the time to live, the hop count. It's right.
Oh,
right. For,
I love the hop count. I hadn't
terrible.
thought
You guys have been thinking this through, haven't you? Really well.
Yes, we have.
True. We made so many April the 1st RFCs that you don't know about. That got even reviewed, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is Heather still here?
No, when somebody mentioned the word RFC, she dropped off.
I was going to ask her whether she misses that part of it. You know.
I think I can answer for her with a random no.
Yeah, but
From what I can tell,
there are certain things, right? And I think the April 1st RFCs were actually pretty fun to do.
Those were fun,
Yeah.
Except when people think they're serious, which they sometimes do.
Many people did. That was a problem.
Yeah, I live in dread of the day when somebody suggests using solving badness online by using the evil bit.
The evil bit, yeah, no. I mean, it happens all the time, Brad. That's why that RFC was written.
Yeah.
Right?
Talking about RFCs, are you guys just as surprised as me if you're following this, that what happened at the Internet Society? First coming forward with this incredible lousy proposal to sell off PIR and not well funded and etc. And then being whistled back by ICANN, fortunately, I must say, good move. And then no consequences whatsoever. Andrew's still there. The whole board of trustees is still there.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit political, Eric.
No, you're right.
But, I do agree with you.
I mean, Maria knows the head of ICANN. You know, what do you think? That did he have a hand in that, or on backing out, or?
I don't know. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I know him pretty well, so it wouldn't be. I wouldn't be surprised actually. But it's weird, as you say, Eric. It's very strange. It's like nothing happened. So it's very strange. I have to dig into that a little bit more to know what's going on.
Is there is I find it incredible that you can talk about $1.3 billion deals and then go ahead, disregard all the input from the community, and then when the community through its proper procedures tells you you're doing something wrong, you don't take any consequences. It's just.
No, it sounds like the UK government.
It sounds like the politicians. It always happens. Sometimes they disappear for a couple of months, but then they appear again, and everybody has forgot about 2 months before.
Yeah, but in this case, there's a clique of people around Andrew, who still think he's
walking on water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered whether the whole thing had to go quiet because the ICANN justification for killing it was so questionable. I mean, if either decision came up in court, then I could see the thing going horribly wrong. Whether ICANN actually